Welcome back, guys, to Hickleton Strength and Conditioning. So today we're covering seated rows and lat pull downs, and one of the main reasons why I wanted to do a video on these particular exercises are, one, lat pull downs I see done in the gym wrong so often. It just baffles me how people still really get this wrong when there's so much content out there. Maybe this won't help doing this video, but hopefully it will. All right, so first of all, covering off on these two exercises, I would put them up there as being the two best exercises for developing your back. It's no coincidence that whenever you go to a gym and they show you through a program, pretty much lat pull downs and seated rows are going to be put into your routine. Now, in the first video, even though we've moved on from that, on a lighter weight, the exercise should look relatively similar. Regardless of the weight, we should be able to do this movement and still maintain good posture. And as you'll notice there, my lower part of my back is keeping quite neutral. It's probably a tiny little bit of flexion at the bottom, but it's really, we're trying to maintain good posture. In saying that, I do try to stretch out the lats at the last part of the movement. That's why you'll see me coming right forward. Now, you'll feel this in your muscles. You're going to feel a little bit of hamstrings in this, but primarily what are we working? We're working the latissimus dorsi, that's the big wings of glory. We're working our erector spinae, the muscles that run all the way down our spine. Our rhomboids, they're between our shoulder blades. The trapezius muscles, we're hitting the upper, middle, lower. So much muscle here. The deltoids. This is particularly the rear shoulders, the rear deltoids. And we're also getting a bit of biceps and forearm. Actually, we feel a lot of biceps and forearm. All right, so we're moving on now to the neutral grip pull down. The neutral grip is whatever, so maybe it's a V grip or a neutral grip, but you'll use a little bit more biceps. So this is going to be a bit of a stronger pull than an overhand position, like with our wide positioning. What I want you to take notice of is my feet position. So what I often teach people to do, because a lot of people are very strong in their abdominals, and they are not necessarily strong in their lats. Now, we're not talking about people who have been going to the gym here for a long time. We're talking about the lay person comes in, joins a gym, and has not a lot of idea on how to do this exercise. But somehow they get it thrown into their routine, which should be in there, but it's an exercise that should be really mastered. And it looks simple enough. You're pulling the thing straight down towards your chin. Hence the idea of where it comes from, and that's pulling yourself up to a bar or doing a chin up or doing a wide grip pull up. That's not an easy exercise to do, but that's where this machine is fantastic, because you have a pin load. You're able to adjust the weights and make it easier. So I'm showing there a bit more of an aggressive pull, but I'm not getting way out of control and leaning back into sort of like a row movement. I think the next video I demonstrate, this is me demonstrating the side view, sorry guys, of me keeping my torso and even my quads. You'll see my legs. I'm pretty well straight through, as if I was pulling myself up to a bar. So what I was going to say before is, I often will demonstrate or get people to try and do this exercise this way, because they start to pull through their abdominals and they use their upper trapezius muscles and they pull the bar way too low and they start to round up in the spine. Now maybe it's the next video that we're coming to where I demonstrate that. Yep, I'm sitting too far back. I'm going to pull that bar down a little bit too far, and what you'll notice is the front of my shoulders are rounding forward, which means my upper back is rounding forward. I've moved into the right position, but now what I'm doing is I'm laying right back as if I may as well be doing a seated row. This is far too much angle. we only want to really hit somewhere between maybe 10 degrees, 30 degrees of change of movement. This here, funny enough as it may look, I see this all the time in the gym. So we're moving now out to the wide grip, which is probably my favorite positioning. We hit a lot more rear delts here. This really hits the wide part of the back. Obviously, our lat pull down, it's an excellent exercise that really targets, like I've talked about already, the latissimus dorsi muscle, the big wings muscles basically that create that V shape in our back. Now, they are also, this exercise is also fantastic because it promotes good posture and spinal stability. When we work the lats, it really does target so much muscle. I'm doing a demonstration there of a really badly performed pull down with a wide position, and once again, far too much range in the movement laying back down there. I may as well be having a lay down. So a couple of different sort of positions that I set up in here. I'm trying to demonstrate once again here. We pull that straight down to pretty much the collarbone or the clavicle bone. We want to control it, get a nice stretch out at the top of the movement. You'll notice that I move in and out slightly. What I'm trying to do there is get a bit more of a stretch through the lats at the top part of the range, and then I contract right down. You'll see in this rear view that I'm trying to bring my elbows back down. Once again, same cue that happens in our deadlifts that I've just posted up, is that I'm trying to put those elbows back towards the back pockets. Try not to get too much swing, just enough that we're getting that stretch at the top there. It does create a little bit of momentum, as I was doing in the heavier lat pull downs with the neutral grip earlier. I will get a bit more aggressive when I've got that heavier weight, but I don't lose my form. I don't get way out of control. Now here, this is a bit more of an old school technique that not a lot of people are doing. If the range in your shoulder allows you, I don't have a problem with this. I actually find that it really works well for me because when I'm trying to set up for my squats, I'm very tight in my anterior part of my shoulders and my upper chest. So I'm tight in the shoulders and the chest, and this I actually feel helps me with almost my setup of my bar position for when I'm doing squats. So that's why I actually like working to the back there. I won't work with a really heavy weight on that one because it does put a bit more pressure on the shoulders. Here's just another variation. If you've got somebody and you're a trainer and you've got somebody swinging around all over the place and they can't find their position, I set the pad up quite high. So it's right in the lumbar part of the spine, just as it meets like the thoracic, lower thoracic area. And I arch back over that position, but I don't sort of change around in the positioning. I'm pulling it straight down to the collarbone, and and that's the position we want it. We want that cable to track pretty sort of straight. This is just the other variation with the V grip. Once again, the V grip using a little bit more bicep, forearms. So one of the important things about, you'll walk into a gym and you'll find 50,000 different handles. There's a reason for that. We're trying to manipulate the body in a way that we're hitting it from all different angles. So whether it be an under grip or whether it be an over grip, a wide grip, a neutral grip, they all have their place. If we're particularly trying to body shape or body build, our muscles are like cylinders. We're trying to target all aspects of that muscle to make it grow in all areas. So don't be just one-dimensional and stick with one exercise, one particular handle. Hopefully you learnt something from that, guys, and thanks for watching.